This is the High Density Espalier Gardener with a new update for my mini vineyard. I did a lot of research this week and I found that I had been doing some things incorrectly. And so this is not just to show you, oh, how wonderful the things are that I've done. This is also to show you things that I found out that I had done wrong in the corrections that I've made, so that it might be helpful to other people who are trying to do something similar. I finally figured out, or at least came to a good understanding of what it means to have a spur or a cane pruning on a grape. And I went to a website called lecooke.com, and it turns out these people, this company, is a major producer of most of the grapes that I have. And so I found a table, or a listing, of what the best pruning method is for each type of grape. On the last video I showed how I was doing a double cordon, one along the wires here and here, and then it was growing up, and then I had another set of cordons along the next wire going across. So I had a double T. But one of the things that I found out was that when you do that, the bottom cordon, the grapes that are growing out of that, don't get enough light, and so your harvest on top turns out to be better than the harvest on bottom. Well, I didn't see that so much last year, but I did kind of notice it, and then with the research that I did this week, I got confirmation. Okay, so my understanding now is that you always have to have cordons, whether it's a spur method or a cane method. The difference is, on the spur pruning, you have permanent cordons, similar to what I have here on my Merlot. I have a cordon coming this way and a cordon going that way, and those will be there permanently. And then on each of these little points, those are called spurs. That's where the new shoots, the new canes each year will be coming out. On a cane pruning method, you have a new cordon every year, but that cordon is made from 1-year-old canes. So you don't have the permanent cordons like I've removed from this one and this one. To give you an example, I left little stubs because I need for the new canes to grow out, and this year they'll grow out, they'll give some grapes, but I won't have that larger harvest this year. Then next year, these canes that are growing out, these will become the new cordon, and I will make that go along with the wire, and then from there I'll get the new shoots coming out, and those are the ones that will give the grapes. So then the following year I will choose some new canes that have come out from this stub, because I'll let more than one grow out. I'll have at least 4, so that I can choose the best 2, and then I will train the next 1-year-old cane along the wire that way, and along the wire this way, and I'll cut off the old, by then, 2-year wood. So again, the difference between spur and cane, they both have cordons, but one has a permanent cordon and one has a new 1-year-old cordon each year. Okay, so to give you an update and to let you know, in case you have some of these grapes, the perlette is supposed to be trained in the cane style. So it has just the stub here, and I'll be training new cordons on there. My Cabernet is supposed to be trained in the cane style, so it has just the stub here. My blueberry is supposed to be trained in the spur, but I didn't have a nice spur coming out this way, so this year I'll let a new one grow from right around here, and then I'll train that across this way. But this, and then that will be permanent. This one will stay permanent. So blueberry is spur. My Merlot is spur. So I have a permanent cordon here and permanent cordon there. My black Manuka is now a stub, and I'll have shoots growing, and you can see little shoots already starting. But I'll have shoots growing out of the stub, and then I'll train those to be the new cordons. My Zinfandel is a spur, and so that one has the permanent cordons here. My Summer Muscat is supposed to be trained in the spur style, so I have one permanent spur, or excuse me, one permanent cordon here, and then on the other side, as soon as shoots come out, I'll train one across, and then I'll leave that there permanently. My Red Flame Seedless is supposed to be trained in the spur style, so I have one permanent cordon there, and then as soon as another shoots come out, I'll train that this way. My Himrod is supposed to be trained in the cane style, so you'll see I have a stub there from which I'll let the new canes come out, and then I'll train those along the wires. My Thompson Seedless is supposed to be trained in the cane style, so it is a stub, and it has new shoots coming out. My Venus is also supposed to be trained in the cane style, so you see it has a stub and little shoots coming out there. And my Concord is supposed to be trained in the cane style, so it has grown up and it is a stub. And I'm going to leave it as a stub, train it to be pruned in the cane style. The Midgley's Purple is growing up. It has the leader, and I have shoots coming out, and this one is supposed to be trained in the spur style, so I will train some of those shoots. I've left 4 on the end. I'm going to choose the best 2, and I'll train those out as permanent cordons. And then my Autumn Royal, I have 2 little shoots coming out here. I'm going to let those grow out, and then I will choose the best one to be the leader, and then once it grows up higher, just like the Midgley's, I will have some shoots at the top, and then I will train those into permanent cordons. So the Autumn Royal is a spur as well. Again, I'm trying to show what it is that I've learned as I go, because I was not a vintner. I have never grown grapes for a living or anything like that. I just wanted to see on my high density espalier experiment how many different kinds of fruit I could grow in my backyard. And I will be making a separate video starting from this end that shows all of the different things that we're growing, and I'll point out areas where I'm going to be growing certain things. This is March the 7th. And if you have any questions or comments, please post them and I'll get back to you, or I'll answer them as quickly as I can.